The Last Fight Out is a powerful account of bravery, leadership, personal costs of war, hope, resilience, and love. The book also includes stories from other brave men and women and what they had to endure during the challenges of war.
Thank you so much, Mickey, for providing me a copy of this book. What an honor it is to read Nguyen's memoirs. Here is the book, and he also signed the back. So thank you so much. Very appreciative. This story was a key highlight in the 2015 Oscar-nominated film Last Days in Vietnam, written and produced by Rory Kennedy. That is right, Robert F. Kennedy's youngest daughter. So how the book is organized is the first few pages are what are called overview. So it gives you an overview of what the upcoming chapters are going to be about. And then you'll have the actual chapters of the story and more detail about what's going on. I like that this book focuses more on the resilience of the people of the war and how they were able to balance back and survive during this scary and terrible time. So there's not too much talks about war as in like talking about like military strategy or powers that play. It's more focused on the Vietnamese people and what they had to do to survive. So Nguyen Ba's bravery, and his quick decision and thinking, trying to save the people that he loves, and just being that hope for the people around him. I love that there are pictures in here. So here you can see these pictures of his brave journey of flying the plane and running into the US Navy here. So I love that there are pictures in here. So a couple pictures to show you. I do have a little comment, but again, it's nothing that is going to change the way the story is. Like, because I'm such a visual person and I love looking at people's pictures from back then, because pictures also tell a story. I wish there was more pictures. And of course, back then picture quality is not good. So when you try to blow up a picture, the pixels and things might not look as good. So I understand that, sometimes the pictures have to stay the size they are, because if you make them bigger, it doesn't look good. And also it could be, maybe during Nguyen Ba's travel, he wasn't able to bring a lot of pictures, or maybe a lot of pictures were lost. So that could be a reason why not a lot of pictures were included in the book here. But regardless, I still love it. There's also other stories of other Vietnamese people and what they had to do and deal with during this time as well. So it not only focuses on Nguyen Ba, but also other Vietnamese people. So I love that we get a perspective from someone that actually was there during the war, and their views, I believe, to me, aren't divisive or meant to piss anyone off. It's just these are the genuine views and the records of how these people felt during that time. And I think that's very important that this book captures that. While I do agree with a lot of what the Vietnamese people thought of, the war and everything that's going on, this book, again, isn't meant to make anyone mad. It's just, again, a record of what happened during that time. I can also relate to this because my parents, they had to deal with this, and I've also attended a lot of my dad's Navy reunion, so this is no different. Nguyen also have some reunions with his buddies here, so I definitely know what that feels like. This book talks a lot about bravery, love, survival, surviving in a new place. Because again, this is not a spoiler alert, okay? There's nothing spoiling in here. It's just, again, accounts of what happened during the Vietnam War and how did these people go to great lengths to assimilate in a new place, and then how does it feel like coming back after a couple years after the war has ended, you know, how it's changed as well. So if you are a war buff and you like reading memoirs of war, this book may be for you. I would give this a 4 stars. It was enjoyable. Of course, there may be some things that probably the book can explain a little bit better, as in like Vietnamese custom and cultures. For example, there is a story, not a story, but there's like a scene in the book where they greet aunts and uncles. So in Vietnamese language, there's different words, different ways you can say aunt on your mom's side and aunt on your dad's side. And so kind of just knowing that will also help you. And it's also like a polite way of addressing someone. For example, like go, J, and am, for example, like those. So you don't have to know, but it's like there so that you know, like, okay, what does this word mean? And that you don't have to go and search online what that word means. So yeah, it's just a way for us to address our aunts and uncles. And because back then they had a lot of children, you had to differentiate one aunt or uncle in the oldest to youngest line. So we would say like the aunt and then the number. So if you are born, or if you're the 5th child of the family, then you're going to be aunt number 5 or uncle number 5, as an example. So just a little tidbit there. I mean, hammocks are not just a Vietnamese thing, but it is something that most houses have. And so if you see that style of hammock where it's like a metal frame, and that style, I don't even know how you describe how that hammock style is made from, but yeah, if you see that kind of hammock, it's usually a Vietnamese style hammock. I also like that this book isn't gruesome, overly gruesome in explaining the violence of war. So I like that. Again, this book just focuses more on his perspective, how he dealt with things, and perspective of a few other Vietnamese family here, and how they reconnected with people, and again, how they survived. So I loved it. It is a hefty book. It did take me, you know, a couple weeks just to digest, reflect on what was written, and also I'm a slow reader, but again, it is a hefty book, so would recommend you check it out. I'll leave a link below with all of the author's information and website. Go ahead and check his website out as well, and let me know if you watched the movie or if you've also read this book. Would love to hear your thoughts. Like always, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.